So it's last day of the Moth Worlds here at Belmont. Charlie, you've had a busy week, haven't you? Lots of interviews and everybody's been focusing on an awful lot on what kind of sail you've been using, and you've certainly had some highlights with it for sure, and probably some lowish moments. But it looks to me like you're setting up for a soft sail today. Can you just give us the quick wrap on how the week's been with a wing sail? And I know you've ended up with a soft sail, and tell us how that's all come about.
Yeah, well, obviously, you know, when I committed to do this, you know, quite late with 4 or 5 days of learning to use the wing before the racing, I knew that it was going to be a big ask. And, you know, this was the prototype version 1, and so we knew that it was all very questionable, and we hoped it would work. And we knew that we would learn a great deal, and that's the way it's turned out.
And in short, you've broken 3 rigs, is that right? And of the 3, I mean, do you feel that this is just a matter of a bit of more development, or is it maybe a little bit of back to the drawing board in terms of some of the fundamentals of how a wing mast can survive, to be honest, the physical rigors of moth sailing in 20 knots of breeze?
I mean, to recap how we got here, basically, they built a prototype, sailed it a couple times, and rushed back and built two other ones, just in time to put in the container to bring here. So they were quite untested, both in concept and in structure. And they basically all broke in the same way. And once we put one more layer of carbon on the front element, all the major issues went away with it. So in the grand scheme of things, you know, I'm amazed at what's been done, and I'd view it as a success. You know, I certainly knew if we were going to be out there sailing in 30-knot puffs that there was going to be some issues.
As there probably would be with a lot of people with soft
well,
sails.
there was lots of people breaking masts and foils and things too. So, you know, for me to make it around the track, you know, all but 2 races, and actually, you know, felt like you know, the wing got much faster just over the course of the week. And if I had it to start right now, I wouldn't change a thing. And, you know, if we had it intact still, I'd be out rigging it up and going out there right now.
I mean, it's been a cracking piece of R&D, hasn't it, really, this regatta for the wing mast? Perfect way to test against the best in the world in some tough conditions. Do you think, broadening the conversation for a second, do you think that the development of the wing mast was possibly a distraction to Bora? Because we've seen him come on really strong in the last day or two, and to be honest, very slow starter by his high standards this regatta. Do you think maybe in hindsight he should have shelved this little project a little earlier, because it was very, very late, as you explained?
That's what this class is all about. You're right on both counts. You know, if he had given up earlier, I'm sure that would have increased his chances of winning the championships. On the other hand, he believed in it, and, you know, wanted to do it and wanted to try to push the sport forward. You know, and we talked about it, you know, months ago. You know, we came to the conclusion it's very unlikely that a wing sail the first time out is going to have a chance to go win the World Championships. Sure. I mean, let's just be realistic. So he pushed it as long and as hard as he could. And did he leave it a little bit too late? You know, he's a smart guy and a tinkerer, and that's what this class is all about. Well,
Charlie, it's been, we're all pleased you've had it, because it's been fantastic footage, and thanks for spending the time to explain it to us. And I guess we'll probably see you with a wing mast next year by the sounds of it.
Feel privileged to have been, you know, come in late and be a part of the whole thing. I absolutely think it's the way forward.
So if they're legal and if the class passes it, which is, you know, to be decided, then you'll be a pilot with a wing, won't you?
The legality part is all really just sort of technical, you know, wording things. This class has always been about pushing the boundaries and going forward, and I'd be very surprised if the Moth class, which has been responsible for so much development in sailing, turns away from it. I absolutely think it's the way forward, and I hope I'm going to be a part of it.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.